All right, we are live. We are streaming on live on YouTube tonight. And if you're here to hear about eXp Realty, you're in the right place. My name is David Harbour, and I have been with eXp Realty. I can't believe I'm saying this, 10 years now. And so, up there we go. I got to turn that off. I'm hearing myself live echoing. Anyways, the reason why you're here, maybe somebody invited you. Maybe you heard about the company through what's going on in the news. Maybe you're a Grant Cardone fan or a Tarek El Moussa or Than Merrill. All of those top real estate agents have been coming on board within the last 6 to 8 months. And there's a reason why. We're going to find out about it. What I'm going to try and do is, give you a snapshot of what this company has to offer and really how different it is than most brokerages. I would say 99.9% of the brokerages out there. And so, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a little screen sharing, a little talking. If at any time you have any questions, you can certainly post it on the chat feed, and we'll take it from there. So the first thing is, I'll give you a little background story on myself, on how I got here. I've been in real estate now, I can't believe this, 23 years. Had a short career in sports in the NFL, ended up working in the NBA and NHL for a couple of years, 5 years actually, and it was great. And then I just decided I wanted to be my own boss, like many of you, just, wanted to get into real estate and blaze your own trail. And started out with Weichert here I'm in the Northern Virginia area, just outside of Washington, D.C., quickly moved over to Remax, and I was there 12 years. Loved it, had a team. I was fortunate enough to do some cool stuff on HGTV. I was on a show called Get It Sold. And so, things were, happening. And I was in the midst of it. Love, love, love real estate. And I'm assuming you do too, or if you're new, it's a great profession to be in. It was 10 years ago, right about this time, I was approached by another Remax agent that I'd met out at one of the conventions out in Las Vegas. And he asked me these questions, and I'm going to do a screen share because this is the essence of why I made the change and why agents are coming over to eXp Realty. Okay. What's funny is for all that agents are, and they are entrepreneurial, they're go-getters, they're aggressive, they're just good business people, most of us don't think about the business model that we're in. And what I mean by that is that most real estate brokerages are either owned by somebody else, they're a franchise, or they're individually owned. And so we always preach to our clients to go out and buy a home, don't rent, build equity. Yet, that's exactly what we're doing. That's exactly what I was doing, is you're renting your license. You're putting your license somewhere, and you're just chugging along and doing sales, and you're forecasting every 6 months, every 9 months. And God forbid, if you got hurt, traveled, had to step down to take care of a family member, that would stop. And so Tom Somerville, I'm going to give him a shout out down in North Carolina, longtime broker. He asked me these questions, and I want you to ask yourself these questions right here. What is my exit strategy from real estate? Well, most people, they try and buy an investment property. Certainly you want to put some stuff into retirement savings, but there isn't any real exit strategy within real estate. I know my wife, who worked for ExxonMobil for many years, they have, they had a kind of a stock ESOP program for retirement, and then they would have a pension. And I know a lot of real estate doesn't have that. We're selling, selling, selling. And as soon as you're done selling real estate, that's it. The door hits you in the backside and you're done. The other thing is, what is that? What does your exit strategy look like? Here at eXp Realty, since I've moved over, it's opened my eyes to an unbelievable world that we're selling real estate, you're selling real estate, but the difference here with these agents at eXp Realty and they're realizing it every day, is that on top of all their sales that they're doing, they have a second and a third revenue stream. While they're selling, same thing that you're selling, they're earning stock for free. And the third one is revenue sharing. The company has pledged 50% of the revenue that the company makes will be given back to the agents in the form of revenue share. What? Yeah. So I would ask you this right now. If you're in a situation, whether you think you're in a great situation or not, go back to your brokerage, go back to your broker owner, and ask him these two questions. Will you give me equity in this brokerage moving forward? I can pretty much guarantee the answer will be no. Ask him this: will you share in the revenues of this company above and beyond what my commissions are? Will you share in the revenue? If I help you build it and I bring agents on, instead of getting a Starbucks card or maybe 1 month's expenses paid, will I actually share in the revenue? I pretty much already know the answer to that because I was living it. I didn't even think to ask those questions. And so I'm going to go to the next slide here. That's where eXp comes about. Is eXp literally is changing the face of real estate. Now, what I mean by that is this is a quick study on the evolution of what's happening in the real estate industry. 1971, franchising began with 1971. Century 21 began franchising in 1971. Then Remax came along and they built a better mousetrap for the brokerage. And they said, Dave Liniger said, I'm going to give you 100% of your commission, but you just pay me a small monthly fee. Well, that small monthly fee has gone up, and you no longer can get that 100% because they're having to cut back. And then Gary Keller came along and he built a great company with a great philosophy of, hey, we want to build a better agent, a more educated agent, and we're going to try to give them back some of the profit. Remember that term, profit share. Well, profit is basically money coming into the franchise in the brick and mortar franchises. Those are two overheads that we as real estate agents don't think about. They get passed on to us. And what's basically happening is there isn't a tremendous amount of profit in those centers. And so agents who had the ability to bring in agents to Keller Williams weren't getting a return on that. And so Glenn Sanford, who I'm going to show you Glenn's picture here, but Glenn, this is Glenn, said he was a top producing Keller Williams agent, did 40 or 50 million. It spanned multiple states. Awesome guy. He basically said, how can I eliminate the top overhead on real estate brokerages? I want to create a brokerage that is really geared for the agent, not only now, but for their retirement. And he said the two biggest expenses are overhead and franchise fees. So he said, let's get rid of it. In today's technology, when brick and mortar offices are falling like dominoes, the same thing is happening in our industry. According to NAR, most top producing agents never go into the office, yet you're paying for it. So Glenn said, I'm going to set up a company where we're basically cloud-based. You can access everything from your laptop, desktop, iPad, your phone. And if you have to use an office, oh, by the way, you can use any one of the Regus offices anywhere in the world. It really suits agents now because technology has helped us become more mobile than ever before. And so we don't need to drive to the office to get the listing book or to get the lockbox key or to go write a contract. If I have my laptop, phone, anywhere, anytime. And so that was the first thing. Let's get that overhead off the table. The second one is we're not going to be a franchise or an independently owned. Reason why is Glenn wanted every one of the agents to own part of the business. If you read Robert Kiyosaki's Cash Flow Quadrant, it's important that you have some type of ownership residual income in order to build wealth. Glenn said, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to be a publicly traded real estate brokerage. Our agents are going to earn stock. They're not going to have to pay for it, although they can at a discount. We're going to give it to them for their first sale, for attracting agents, for capping and being an icon. And I'll explain to you what that is, in several other different ways. So what's happened is Glenn has turned the business model of real estate brokerages from brokers and owners making the profits and the lion's share of the revenue and owning it, and he's turned it upside down, where he's empowered us as the agents to sell and make your commission, to build equity for long term, actually earn stock. And oh, by the way, last year eXp, which is our trading, was considered one of the top stocks on NASDAQ. Our agents got to benefit from that. Everybody in the company who sells something is a shareholder in the company. What? Yeah. And then if you introduce somebody to the company, you get paid residual income for as long as you hold your real estate license and that person keeps selling. Now, I know in my previous brokerage, if I introduce somebody, I'd get presented with a Starbucks card, or maybe they pay for a night at Morton Steakhouse. I get paid thousands of dollars for every individual that I bring on, and it's unlimited. And I can bring them on anywhere in the country. So I just want to say thank you, Glenn, for creating this unbelievable business model. Now I'm going to go back to a couple of things that will actually show you how this brokerage came about. So we're seeing a trend where brick and mortar is being put out of business by online stores. We're seeing it left and right. Matter of fact, 2 packages just showed up at my house today. Convenience, it's easy, technology based. We're seeing also with what's happening in COVID over the last year that businesses are realizing, oh my gosh, I don't need to go into the office to conduct work. Well, guess what? The same thing is happening in the real estate industry. And it has been for us, but there's been an explosion over the last year where most brokerages have had no training, no interaction. They haven't been able to, sustain profitability, where eXp has actually blossomed. When I came on board, we were only a couple hundred agents in a handful of states. Today, we're nearing 50,000 agents, just under 50,000 agents, all 50 states, Canada, and 11 countries. Yeah. And as I mentioned, our market cap, which means the evaluation of our company, is hovering somewhere between 7 and 10 billion. Remax, I think, is at 1 to 2 billion. Take a look for yourself. EXPI. So what's happening is you're starting to see companies going by the wayside. Kodak, they're one of them. They went by the wayside with technology. Amazon, who, by the way, Stefan Swanepoel, I'll pull it out right here. This is a real trends report from 2013, real trends report, Stefan Swanepoel. And he actually writes in here, eXp is a lot like Amazon. Boy, did he hit it on the head. Amazon is putting out businesses left and right. And then here's the real one, the real kicker is Blockbuster and Netflix. Quick story. Netflix was a little old company that was selling movies on, DVDs, and they approached Blockbuster, who everybody knows who Blockbuster was. They were on every corner. You got your pizza and you went with your wife to go get it. Well, Netflix approached Blockbuster and said, hey, do you want to buy us for, I think it was $50 million at the time? And Blockbuster said, thanks. We're Blockbuster. We're at every store. Everybody knows who we are, you know? Well, guess what? There's no more Blockbusters. The last one just closed up in Oregon this past year. But here's the thing. Netflix is a multi-billion-dollar business. Blockbuster didn't even see it coming. They were so arrogant. They were so full of themselves. Well, I hate to say it, but a lot of the real estate industry is the exact same way. They see themselves as, wait a second, we have an office and everybody sees us, and no. You're the only one who cares about that. The agents don't, most consumers don't. And so what's happened is over the last few years, eXp has just catapulted and become one of the major dominant forces in the real estate brokerage area, nationally and soon to be globally. And most brick and mortar are like, what happened? I didn't even see that coming. Where did they come from? Who are they? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And so, as I mentioned here, that was the evolution. The big difference is, and this is not to knock any other brokerage, because there's great agents in those brokerages. I'm talking about the business model. Glenn Sanford, founder of the company, said, listen, we're not going to be like other brokerages. We're not going to, all the ones to the left here, and there's many, many more. The big difference between those to the left and the one to the right there is the one to the right offers the highest revenue sharing program in the real estate industry, number one. Number two, they're a publicly traded company and their agents earn stock equity in the company for their retirement. And let me tell you, I had somebody tell me the other day, oh, I'm really not interested in stock. That is probably one of the silliest statements I've ever heard in my life, because there are thousands and thousands of agents with this company who have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, by the stock that this company has given them. And that is not an inflated statement. It is true. I would be happy, if you're watching this, to set up a meeting, or whoever sent you to this webinar, set up a meeting with them and really get down to brass tacks, because I'm only going to do this probably for about 45 minutes. We're halfway through it. We're not going to get to everything. We're not going to get to all the tools and all the training and everything. It's really about capturing your attention and then diving into a more detailed apples to apples comparison. And I'd be so bold as to say, as if your brokerage offers the same type of business model that we have, I bet I'd give you $500 right here on the spot. It can't. And we'll show you why when you meet with us. So one of the things that I'm talking about is this right here. 99.9% of the brokerages are, well, we're just interested in sales. Well, guess what? We're interested in sales too. Matter of fact, our market share is near the top in most of the states and growing every day. But here's the second and third rail. For selling my first deal here at eXp, company issues you free stock. When I cap, the company issues me free stock. If I introduce somebody to the company and they sell something, I get free stock. And when that person sells something, I get a percentage of their gross commission. You will not get that where you're at right now. I guarantee you. So that is the side of the company that is unparalleled. Unparalleled. I'm gonna turn this off for 1 second here. You've probably heard a lot of eXp agents online just going crazy how this company has changed their lives, and come and attend a class, and sometimes it can, you know, I'm sure if you're not with the company, you look at that and you're thinking, oh, these folks are a bunch of, you know, Kool-Aid drinking nuts. But I know during my 12 years of the big balloon company, I never posted anything about it, because didn't do anything for me other than it was a place to hang my license. Yeah, I like the office, and yeah, they'd bring in some nice catered donuts every once in a while. And my broker was, we used to ride motorcycles together, so that was fun. But it didn't do anything for my family. And I hear often, I have a loyalty to my brokerage. I have a loyalty to my broker. The loyalty that I have is for my family. That's the loyalty that I have. And so when I made this decision 10 years ago, it was a real leap of faith. I don't know what it was. I tell people it was dumb luck or the grace of God. Thank you that I had this opportunity back then 10 years ago. But it's changing agents' lives. And I know that sounds over the top, but it really is. This company is not only helping agents with those different business models, but it's also helping with collaboration. And what I mean by that is that I know the only thing I can mention is my past experience in my brokerage. And I'm sure that they're somewhat similar because I think a lot of the brokerages are the same. They're like silos. You have people in your office. If you said, hey, to the top producing agent in your office, would you help me with my business? They'd say, no, I'm really busy. And you'd get a funny look. Well, that's different here at eXp. Whether you're a new agent or you're a top producing agent that does 50 million, eXp, in the way that they're set up, in the way that this is a publicly traded company, we're all in the same boat together. There's a collaboration that's unlike any other. And so if you're brand new, we have a mentor program. If you're a new agent and you're looking for additional training, you have multiple levels of support. You have the company, you have your state broker, you have your sponsor, and all the people that are above your sponsor that are with the company have a vested interest in you doing well for the company and yourself. And so it creates a different environment where people genuinely want you to succeed. That's unusual in a very silo structured brokerage where it's every man for himself. I'm going to show one thing here, and I want to show getting back to the residual income. So when you come on board, what I mean by that is there's a way for you to bring people onto the company, introduce them, see all the great classes, which 50 to 60 live classes every week, ranging from the most basic, I have a lead, to I want to set up a team that does 100 million. We have classes for that every week, 50 to 60 live classes every week. Well, by bringing people on, you have the ability to actually create residual income that lasts, as I said, for as long as you hold your real estate license and those individuals stay with the company. Now, let me show you a chart and what I mean by that. So let me show you right here. This is basically how it works, is the company will share 50% of the revenue that comes in from all of the agents with the agents that help grow the company. And what I mean by that in its simplest terms is, if I introduce somebody to the company, I get a percentage of their gross commission. If that person introduces somebody to the company, I also get a percentage of their gross commission, and it's 7 levels deep. Now, some of you with KW, you probably heard of this. It's very similar in the sense that there's 7 levels, but the big difference is ours is based on pure revenue. Nobody will ever get in the way and take away any of that revenue share from you. Whereas my understanding, profit share is set up a little differently. It's a lot less, and somebody can always pull the rug out from underneath you. So what we have here is, if I can bring on as many people as I want, and I get up to 3.5% of their gross commission until that individual caps. And I'll tell you what the cap is. I can bring on 10 people, 20 people, as many as I want, anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world that we're licensed. And it literally goes 7 levels deep. We have some people that are making $500 a month, when we have others, and this is not an exaggeration, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Now, a lot of people will say, well, gosh, that's all eXp agents are concerned about. And I'll have to stop them in their tracks there, because guess what? Your broker recruited you, and he's getting paid as a result of that. And he's making money off of you as a result of that. Glenn has just given us, the agents, the opportunity to do that, just like your broker has. And so instead of executives and owners and brokers and management making that money, eXp agents get to make that. It doesn't matter who you are. We have some people that just came on board and have hundreds of people underneath them. And listen, at the end of the day, you don't have to bring on anybody. That's not required. It's not mandated. But once you see all the tools that this company offers, you literally can't keep this secret to yourself. I know that we're coming up on 49 minutes, and I probably haven't even gone through half of this stuff, so you'll have to forgive me. One of the things that I want to make sure of is that by listening to this, I want you to understand that this company is changing agents' lives with not only the business model, but it's changing people's lives with the tools that they're given, by the marketing materials that they're given. I'm showing you right now. These are the live classes that are taught for teaching. This is just today, Tuesday. These are all the classes. KV Core, which, by the way, you'll get a KV Core website. You'll have Excel series, knowing how to hire your first admin, iConversations, closing 49 deals a year. That's where one of our top agents will share with you their secrets on how they did this. Brand Power Yourself with video. This is just in one day. These aren't recorded. These are live classes. I'll guarantee you there's no other brokerage that's offering 20 classes in a day. Okay? I know that. I know it for a fact. And the company is 100% transparent. Since we're publicly traded, this is our parent company, eXp World Holdings, which, by the way, owns not only eXp Realty, but we're a technology company where we own Verbella, which is a 3D virtual platform that the government, the NBA, and this is where we do a lot of our training is held. But we also just acquired Success Magazine. Yeah, that's Success Magazine. And so Glenn, who is a visionary, is building on this each and every day to provide the best training, the best business model, and the best tools in the industry. And so, I kidded about at the beginning here, but there's a reason why folks like Fan Merrill, Tarek El Moussa from Flipper Flop, Grant Cardone are coming on board with you. These folks are highly super successful, millionaires, multimillionaires. But why would they join eXp Realty? Because this company is offering something that no other real estate brokerage can offer. And so I just ask you to, really seriously give it some thought. Be open-minded, because a lot of people just say no. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken with. I'm going to leave it here. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken with who have not come on board. And they've literally, when I calculated the stock and if they brought over their team and the money that they've left on the table, it's high six figures. And that's not an exaggeration. And they think that they're doing great, and they are in their own little bubble, but they could be doing even better in a business model that really helps them excel. So anyways, we're going to do these every other Tuesday night. We're going to do it every other Thursday in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. Look for the registrations. They'll be on Facebook, and we'll have them posted everywhere. And some of these will be interactive. Some will do straight presentation. This one tonight was more from the heart. But we're talking to you. If you're not on board yet, we want to talk with you. And it could be discreet, and we'll do, an apples to apples comparison so you really know what the numbers are. And it's one of those things that once you hear this business model, what they have to offer, it's hard not to think about it constantly and saying, really, that sounds too good to be true. I mean, I can't, I just had somebody come on, I won't embarrass them, but they came on 8 years after I talked to them. And they're kicking themselves saying, I wish that I'd come on sooner. I wish that you had done I'm like, wait. I told you about this. You delayed. So don't delay. There's a reason why this company is the fastest growing real estate brokerage that's ever existed. And it's not because we have the coolest logo or the colors or anything to do with that. It's because Glenn Sanford has created something that is like no other brokerage out there. And you might hear that and, kind of go over your head, but it literally, the business model is like no other brokerage. We're not a brick and mortar. We're not a franchise. We give our agents stock. We give them the ability to grow a team and introduce people to the company and get paid real revenue on the company. 50% of the revenue goes to the agents. That's unheard of. And the training, tools, and collaboration that you'll get for your business, unparalleled. We have the top trainers in the country. And now with Success Magazine, I mean, I own Success Magazine. Glenn has given us the ability to own this. And this is going to be another foundation training tool for eXp agents. So let me just close on this. And this is, I'm going to show you one thing here that hopefully will jar you to say, yeah, maybe I better take a look at this company. So everybody knows of RE/MAX, right? This is they're a publicly traded company, which, by the way, their agents don't get free stock, and they don't have revenue sharing, but they're a publicly traded company. They're trading at today. This is today. I'm not giving you any opinions. It's just facts. $40 a share. The average volume, which means the number of trades, is 105,000, and their market cap, which they're valued at, is 1.26. Well, little old eXp, this is their stock trading ticker, 2 million shares, average volume. We're trading at 55, which, by the way, it was as high as, I think, gosh, what was it? It was well over 100, but we just split. And look at this, the market cap is 7.7 for this company. Yeah, eXp has almost a 5 times rating or exponentially 5 times greater than RE/MAX as far as their market cap. That's insane, but it's happening. So reach out to anybody that sent you here and said, I want to have a more detailed conversation. Let them really explain to you everything that I just mentioned here. The tools, the training, the collaboration, do an apples to apples comparison. I want to know more, because you don't want to be one of those people that said, oh man, I wish I had done this. We've doubled every year. Every year, this company has doubled. Most brokerages are going down. We're at 50, just under 50,000 agents. Mark my word, whatever today's date is, the day before St. Patrick's Day, we'll be at 80 to 100,000 agents this time next year. So anyways, reach out to that individual. If you can private message me, you can send me an email. And, I just want to thank you for taking time to listen to this. I was probably a little, bouncing around tonight, but do yourself a favor, really. Don't be protective of your brokerage. have an open mind, because those that have are ever so grateful. So, hey, have a great night. And if you want to attend another one, let me know.